Bringing couples together for 25 years is marriage counselor Dr. Rita D. Maria. All right, is anything off limits today?
No, not at all.
We're going to steam up those camera lenses?
Whatever you want to ask.
Right away. Okay, well, let's start in the beginning. You talk about making a recommitment, good communication, goodwill. What do you mean?
Well, goodwill is what comes when we are committed to our partner. They know that they're special to us and nobody else, that we communicate on a regular basis, daily at least, and we have good chemistry, both physical chemistry, emotional chemistry, and even for many people, spiritual chemistry.
Okay, and when you're talking about the communication, you're not just saying, honey, are you picking up little Brian tonight? You're talking about connecting at the heart and at the soul, talking about just you.
No,
and
actually, that new information is very helpful. Keeping track of who's on first kind of thing, that is important. But also giving each other appreciation. Most people do not do enough of that, of telling them what they like about them, what they appreciate, what happened. Also telling each other what we're worried about. Also letting each other know what our complaints are, what our problems are, what we're not happy about. And then also, what are we looking forward to, or do we have something special planned? So it's not just, you know, that heart-to-heart mushy stuff that the guys worry about.
The guys worry. When do we start? Early in the morning? Should we do it before we get in the shower and before we get the kids up?
Well, provided both people are up. You know, everybody has different biorhythms. That's the physical part. So you have to learn that about each other. Because what if you have a night person and a morning person? But ideally, yes, connect in the morning, connect when you get home, connect before you go to bed.
How about during the day? Just the call, just to say I love you, and I'm really looking forward to coming home?
Absolutely. It takes less than 3 minutes.
All right. Plan a little excursion on the phone. It's just like, hey, when the kids go to bed, we're gonna have a little fun tonight.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Because for some people, just the fantasy of that really kind of keeps them going throughout the day. And then even if it is too busy and everybody falls asleep at night, at least you had that little kick during the day.
The little moment. But doesn't that take away the spontaneity of it all?
You know what, that's one of the saddest myths. Sex and romance is never spontaneous. When people are dating, they plan everything. They plan what they wear, what time they're picking up, what time they're going home, if they're staying, if they're not.
Yeah, but sometimes stuff just happens.
I don't know about that.
But you're setting up an opportunity for that to happen.
Yes, absolutely. Right.
Okay.
But couples do need at least a weekly date with each other, just to get away from the house, the kids, the situation. If it's a walk, go to dinner, go to anywhere is really important.
What if they can't leave the house? It's just spending 20 minutes just watching TV together or just talking? Is that a date? Or you really need to get out of the house and just stay fresh with things?
Turn the TV off. I know that might not be good for you, but turn the TV off for 20 minutes at least, you know, or before the game starts, chat a little bit.
Oh, watching the game together is not good enough?
Well, usually the guys don't like too much talking during the game. They don't want to have that heartfelt communication, you know, during that drive.
Chemistry of love. What are you talking about? Because I was terrible at chemistry growing up. We're not talking about a laboratory experiment. We're talking about something else.
No, but actually we do know that people are attracted to people who have the opposite DNA. It's very interesting. We call it the sweaty T-shirt test. They actually went and had women smell these little things and see which ones they liked, and it turned out when they looked at pheromones, right?
See, I knew that one.
Yeah, there you go. That's sophisticated. So yeah, we are very attracted at a very basic, primitive physical level, but we also have emotional connections and also spiritual connections. They do go together. A lot of people say, I'm looking for my soulmate. What they don't realize, it takes time to cultivate that. That's something that develops really over a lifetime with someone.
And things kind of change. How do you change along with your partner? Or is it okay to be apart just as long as you can talk about whatever the differences are and then bring them together?
Well, you do have to bring differences together. But also, we all change. You know, I kind of say sometimes it's a good thing that my husband isn't still married to the same young girl that he met many years ago, because I'm actually smarter, wiser, kinder, and more loving than I was then. I've learned how to be a little more patient with things. So, you know, change over a lifetime is actually a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
People talk about the conveniences of life. I mean, we have ready-made meals. We have all this stuff that makes our life so much easier. But do you think sometimes the people that come see you, even with all the conveniences, it's hard for them to work at their relationship?
Because they don't prioritize the time. We have the conveniences, which should give us more time together. But most people, they don't know what to do or how to do it. I just think that this is a new era in relationships between men and women, and we really haven't had role models who showed us how to do that. My parents loved each other, but it was a traditional kind of family. My husband and I are partners and equals, and it's a whole other kind of relationship. So people really need to learn how. And I teach relationship skills classes. It's not always counseling that people need. Sometimes people just need to know what they don't know.
Right. And when couples come to you, I know there's some things you can talk about, some things you can't talk about, but do they often have the answers within them? It's just someone like you, somebody that has the credibility and experience to say, you know what, it's all there, you just a little more of this and a little less.
No, actually, I don't think people know all the time what they need. I think people know if they're unhappy, they know what's bothering them, but they don't know what to do about it. I believe if people knew what to do and they had the information, they had the knowledge, then they would do it.
Right.
But most people, they're not quite sure how to solve the problem. What do you do if somebody wants a dog and the other person doesn't? How do you resolve that? You have to have a strategy for resolving differences. One person wants to go snowmobiling, the other one wants to go skiing. Now what? You know, so how do you resolve differences is really important, and most people don't know how to do that.
You talk it out, or you get some help from people like Dr. Rita here.
Right, or we have free lectures at least once a month, and we give the basic tips even in those classes. So
Dr. Rita, Maria, thanks for coming in.